Shloms, you
Can
hear
you hear
us?
me?
Hey, let's go, chat. Give the homie some love. Give him some W's. We hear you, my brother. How are you doing? Damn. You're so close. I thought we had it. You heard him for a second, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh my God, him! Wow.
Him is back, and I'm not talking about me, baby. Him is back. 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 Let's fucking go, him.
Him is on a Jenny run.
Jenny.
Do you think he could get nominated for biggest newcomer, or is he too late in the year?
Yeah, no, he's in there.
It's late in the year.
But he's in there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
He's in there for sure. Fuck, this is annoying. Why does it not work?
He's on a Jenny heater.
It worked for 1 sec, then you went dark again. All right, in the meantime, fuck Shloms. Have you guys read the white paper? All right, chat. I'm gonna be honest. I think Shloms can hear me. I don't know. I know zero about the projects. I don't know. I have no lore. I came into this butt naked. I have no lore. By the way, him, I love you, dude. I would have 0 subs without him. Look at this. Oh, it's off this screen, but on this screen, he's the leader. 1,300 subs.
Whoa.
How stupid is that? He's nuts. Yo.
Is this shit working?
This shit is working, Shloms.
That's for sure working, yeah.
Fuck, sorry about that, guys.
Dude, no problem. I'm the fucking worst with the tech. Chat, he's here. He's back. Give him some love. Shloms, my brother.
I was trying to say I have like a sick video filter and like a custom voice thing, and this is my backup one.
Yeah, it gets a little
full experience. Also, I'm outside. Can you guys?
Might be internet.
I think it's internet, dude.
Now it's internet, I think.
I think it's internet now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Who is that?
Me in.
No, Shloms. I think it's got to be his internet. God, fuck.
Hello.
Yo, I think it's your internet, Mr. Shloms.
I just switched Wi-Fi. Is that better?
Oh, that is so much better. You sound incredible.
Oh, cool. Thanks. You too.
All right, we're back. Shloms, first and foremost, how are you, bro? How? Hit me.
I'm good, man. I was trying to say I'm outside. You got to buzz me in.
Oh wait, imagine he's like actually at the door. You like open the window. You see.
This is we're doing IRL, right?
Yeah. Imagine you open the door like God is outside. Dude, Shloms. All right. I'm gonna start by saying I'm coming into this pretty blind. I don't know. I've like known you for a while without knowing you. I don't know much about them. Honestly, when I made that tweet yesterday about God, I did not know that was your project. I just like actually didn't. But I have not. I think I've interviewed at this point like or had a conversation with 15, 20 of lit founders that are working in AI. I don't think there's been a single person that has been more requested to come on the stream than you. Like seriously, no glaze. Not a single person that has been requested more to come on here than you.
Sick. I'm feeling very glazed right now.
Give us like who are you, bro? What are you working on? Give us like a top-down rundown. What the fuck is God? Like not God, but like your God. Like what's the deal here? What are we talking about? What are we looking at? Like give us the rundown.
Sure. Yeah. My name is Shloms. Rhymes with Holmes. As you can tell, it's all good.
Shloms.
Everyone does. At least you didn't spell it with a C.
Shloms.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you can tell, I have a really shitty laptop. What else? I'd say I'm most known for blowing up a lambo, probably just because that's like my the project that's gotten the most press. I also earlier this year spread a hoax that Gmail was shutting down. You guys might have seen that.
Really?
But sort of by design, none of this stuff is like people will see this stuff and know about it, but not necessarily know that it's me. So similar to you not knowing that the God account was me. And that's by design. I can ramble on about that forever, about anonymity and stuff, but it's part of my strategy, I would say.
So there's 2 God accounts, right?
No, there's just at God. There's tweet of God, but I mean that's not a good handle compared to God.
Of course.
Wait, before we start, how did you get the at God on Twitter?
I can't tell you.
Really?
Maybe one day. I'm not trying to be like not transparent, and it wasn't shady or anything, but it was just yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
I don't personally own it.
Whoa, what?
We've
acquired it.
We have permanent control over it. Let's just say that. By non-shady means.
Wow. Which government agency are you referring to?
So, all right, what is God? Like, what is nothing? What is God? What are you working on in AI? How did we get here? Like, give us like the top down to, you know, for my friend over here that has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, nothing is an anti-meme coin. It's something that I've played around with. My whole sort of thesis, or like, I guess, the reason that my art exists is sort of to like satirize things while also engaging in them. Pretty much, and that filter sort of applies to pretty much everything I've done, from like NFTs that are both like a legit NFT that I'm like selling to legit collectors that like takes that technology seriously, but also sort of pokes fun at it. I see nothing as the same thing, right? It's a meme. It's like an idea that's interesting, sort of has like a viral component that like people want to talk about and spread. But it's also an anti-meme. It's like hard to fucking reference, right? That's what people are calling the nothing token. The word nothing isn't like showing up on deck screen or whatever. It's just, there's literally no way to refer to it. It's literally just a blank token.
No, how do you find it?
So if you go on like Gecko Terminal, it just says invalid in brackets. But like on the Solana blockchain, it's a white space character. It's U plus 3000, which is like a specific white space character. It's like, it's not just the letter space, because like Pump Fun wouldn't allow that, so I had to do a little hack. But yeah, and then the image is a.
He just said.
I can give you the contract address. Like, it's also in my bio.
Yeah, because I've been told like in my chat, the guy's like, nothing this, and I'm like, what is he talking about?
What the fuck are they saying?
He's literally saying nothing, and I'm trying to look it up, and I can't find it.
That's the thing about anti-memes, right? So like, I mean, tokens are sort of like, token price is sort of a barometer for attention, but you can also think of attention for an anti-meme outside of like the context of price. But just using price as like as a barometer for that, right? So like, if a token's under a certain price and it's an anti-meme, right, then like there's a core group of people who know about it. It's sort of like an inside joke, right? Once it hits like a critical mass, and who knows what that critical mass is, then it's sort of like a snowball effect, right? People are talking about this thing, and just because it's harder to find it, that actually ends up being a strength and not a weakness. It's a weakness in the beginning because people can't fucking find it. They're confused. Now everyone's fucking confused about my token, and that's a strength in my opinion. How
would you define an anti-meme? Like, what does that mean?
An anti-meme is information that's difficult to share, I would say, off the top of my head. There's a really interesting book called There Is No Anti-Memetics Division about like information that erases itself.
Information that erases itself. What would be like an example outside of the nothing token?
Well, in the book, and it's been a while since I read it, but and I won't bore you too much, but there's like these sort of like, I'm gonna butcher this explanation, but there are like these like weird entities that can go into people's minds and like erase information about themselves. It's obviously much harder to do in real life, and here it's not necessarily information that erases itself, but just information that is resistant to being spread. And the reason that it's being spread is because people are so confused about it, because it's so hard to spread the information. People are talking about it on the meta level, like, yo, there's this coin and I can't figure out how to share it with you. Or people are responding nothing to a tweet a billion times, and whoever's tweeted it just sees this and has no idea what it's about, and maybe they click on a profile and start looking through. Like, there's a barrier to entry to actually figure out what the fuck people are talking about.
Interesting. So should I read the book?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. Also, like, another example is, for a while, it's not on now, but like my Twitter account had like a pinned tweet that was just long and blank. So every day I would get like 30 DMs. Hey, like, is your account banned? Did you delete all your tweets? Did you block me? I think that there's a case to be made that in some ways making it difficult to access information, if you do it in a way that piques people's interest, is actually way more powerful than doing something that's like lowest common denominator. Obviously, you're targeting different audiences. Like, I'm never going to be, chill guy level TikTok famous, but that's not really what I'm going for.
So how does the God Twitter account attached to the token nothing?
So as of right now, it's just part of the same project, which we haven't fully revealed too much. I actually had.
What have you revealed?
So far, just that the God account is being automated, partnering with News Research, which is like the most. I mean, I hate using the word cracked because it's just like so overused, but these guys are just like so ahead of the curve, in my biased opinion. And you should really have one of them on. I'll message you later. It would be great.
Yeah, do that.
But yeah, working with them, so it's sort of like a testing ground for some of their tech. Right now, it's just a normal model that we're tweaking. I think you noticed that it was saying skill issue a lot. We haven't really haven't tweaked it a whole lot yet. But yeah, the main play here is not really the quality of the model so much, although I think that like it is genuinely doing some cool shit, and we have some updates for it. It's more this swarm thing, and I can't really give too much information away yet. Not because I'm trying to be like coy about it, but because like, you know, a lot of this stuff is like yet to be finalized. I don't want to go on a live stream and say like we're definitely doing something until it's locked down. We were so fucking close to having a big announcement for you, and we're not quite there yet. So I'll let you know if we're.
All right, so one, you have to come back when you do the announcement, but two, instead of giving us like alpha or whatever, how do you like? Because I feel like the swarm is the new like hot AI buzzword where everyone's talking about it, but we haven't really seen anything super tangible that's interesting. How do you think about swarm and what can be done with it?
So yeah, let me think about how to talk about it without giving too much away. I mean, right now you'll see like on a lot of the AI accounts, they're all sort of pointed at each other, right? So one AI account will tweet and then another one replies and the other one replies. And I think you're going to start seeing some fatigue there, right? And that sort of is like a proto swarm, like there are a bunch of AIs like interacting organically. But yeah, I mean, to take a step back, like I think a lot of the accounts sound very similar, but they also look very similar. It's like someone gave it a PFP, they give it like some sort of like loose identity, but then like they sort of fall into the same, like either they're a roast bot or maybe they have like the sort of ChatGPT cadence and they're just like cracking little jokes. I think what's interesting about the God account is it's the first one that uses what I like to think of as like the like digital real estate of usernames. And I think that that's sort of undervalued, right? So like right now there are a lot of meme accounts on Twitter that just use a username as sort of like a clout building mechanism to post a bunch of memes. So God account would post God memes, and there's a Satan account post Satan memes, and then there's like a Fight Clips account post Fight Clip memes, right? But like if you look at the Decentraland or any of those like virtual real estate plays, I think that people were trying to map on like a physical finite resource onto the digital world, right? But a common refrain for people who like are into NFTs is that scarcity already exists in the digital world, right? You can buy a URL, or you know, only one person can have the same email address, or only one person can be @God on Twitter. That's like valuable memetic real estate. And if I spun up a new account that was like God token on Sol or whatever and started tweeting the same stuff, no one would really give a shit, right? Because there's like, we have sort of this innate, tendency to look at an account and sort of interact with it in like a parasocial way. People see the Shloms account and they're looking at their screen and they're looking at some text that says Shloms and a little face, or now my PFP is blank, but they feel like they're interacting with the person. And like I think that people under index on like what the name, what the PFP, what the username says about, or what that like meta context says to them and how it changes their experience of interacting with it. And I think that your experience of interacting with the @God account, follower count aside, like I don't actually give a shit about the followers, but like I think that's way more valuable, and it's kind of a sad waste for them to all become like spam meme accounts. I would much rather build like a character around it that's like perpetual and can interact with other characters. But then there's more interesting things that you can do with them without giving away too much sauce around like actually like sort of story building, gamifying, like access to them, interaction with them. Like a God account can start to have a subjective ranking of you, right? And you see this with AI16Z, with their Degen Spartan account, where you give it alpha and it starts over time to figure out if you're a good trader or not, and like whether to over or under index on the alpha that you're giving it. Now imagine what the God version of that would be, is as much as I can say about that.
Okay, first of all, I like the digital real estate of usernames. God, Shloms, can I be honest with you?
You hate my username.
No, I actually don't. I actually
Okay.
I actually like your username. That sounded like you've been told that a few times.
No, I just, I was a nobody when I started making art stuff, and definitely would have tried to think of something cooler if I knew that anyone would be paying attention.
I actually like it. Here's where I'm at. Is I think and I want to get your take on this. I'm obsessed with the AI crypto stuff. It's pretty new to me. Probably since Truth Terminal became a thing, I'm obsessed with it. It's the only thing honestly, it's the only thing I'm interested in crypto right now is this AI stuff. But I'm like very increasingly bored of these agent Twitter accounts. I think all of them are mid except for like 2. And I've almost found myself, the ones that are mid are not only, like, it isn't even like a neutral scratch, like, oh, I'm uninterested, but I actually get like physically like annoyed when I read some of their tweets, because I'm like, oh, these are like really not good. I'm not even referring to God. I'm just like saying, generally speaking, that my timeline,
no, I'm in the same boat.
Elon got rid of all the slop spam replies under my tweets like 6 months ago, and now my timeline is just slop spam replies of these like mid agents. And I guess my question for you is, I'm fully pilled AI crypto is the way. I'm also fully pilled that AI agents are the new KOLs, that they're gonna dominate the information wars, dominate the attention. But like, where do we go from here? Like, I feel like we've sort of hit like a soft local top, and something monumental has to happen for it to become like very interesting again at a new level, other than just like launching more slop agents. Like, where do we go from here? Like, how do you break that?
I think that, with Truth Terminal, Andy figured out like a sort of cookie cutter, like a mold that people have started to emulate and experiment on. And it was cool, and it is cool. And I think there's more interesting things that you could do with it, which is why I'm working on it. But yeah, at the end of the day, we are on Twitter, and agents don't sound or interact exactly like humans. A lot of them end up being repetitive. And if you try to get like the repetition out of them too much, then you sort of like RLHF them, and they become a little lobotomized. What I'm interested in is like what happens when this stuff escapes containment outside of Twitter. Like, a Twitter account is, I think there's cool stuff that you can do with it, but like that's not what I'm focused on. Like I'm known for a bunch of hoaxes. I'm about to have my third Snopes article drop in the next day or two, which I'm hyped about, because to me that's like Business Insider to me, is getting in Snopes and having spread false information. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, like, imagine a swarm of agents, like, flooding Reddit or 4chan or whatever, but like they're not spreading election misinformation. They're just like planting the seed of an idea, something that will be revealed like a year from now, right? Like, I think there's almost an infinite amount of ways that you can release AI agents onto the internet, and it hasn't really been done. I mean, obviously, like, Reddit's been botted for years now, but I'm talking about like with cutting edge frontier models en masse interacting with each other. Like, you can create a fucking like a movie or a novel that just like exists as agents interacting with each other, like on a subreddit or something. Like,
Shloms,
these things are going to get unleashed on the internet in the next year. And I mean,
what's going to be the 0 to 1 agent unleashed moment on the internet? Like, has it happened yet?
I think I don't like to think in terms of zeros and ones, but I think like one step function was just Andy creating the back rooms. Like, I think that was a 0 to 1. Like, I think you can never put that toothpaste back in the tube. Like, unless Twitter implements a policy that every AI account is going to get banned, like, you're never going to go back to a only human Twitter. And, looking at Facebook with all the boomers interacting with like pictures of Jesus holding an octopus or whatever, like, that's also never going back in the tube. Even if they try to like start to ban that stuff, like, the internet has forever changed, I would say, in the past year. I think that art plays an important function, like making things socially acceptable. Like, I think artists being into crypto maybe hasn't fully changed the world's opinion of crypto. but it does add like a reason for it to exist. Artists are like at the forefront of like, in my opinion, of explaining why a technology is interesting or should exist. By asking questions about it or by using it in interesting ways. And I think like what people think of as AI art now is really just like delving into like the liminal space of a model, like pulling something out. But you're starting to see people actually use them in creative, like interesting ways that like if you showed them to a normal person, they'd be like, oh shit, that's actually like legitimate art. Like that should be in a museum or something. And I think you're going to start to see that that sort of nexus between art, AI, and crypto become like a lot more common. I think that's like the bleeding edge to me. Yeah. I think if you told someone like 6 months ago that you were excited about AI like merging with crypto, you sounded like you were like trying to pump some like vaporware VC coin token, like, you know, one of like 60 that are like trying to build decentralized models or whatever. But you know, it's a completely different world now, which is the only reason why I'm involved in it.
Hearing you talk, it's been a very bullish. Like I'm like, wow, that's fucking insane, bro.
Ask your question.
Okay. I think you're absolutely nailing like the branding, the Twitter username, like the vision, the leadership, the speaking about it, whatever on the interviews, like doing a great job. I'm like, how are you separating the actual LLM itself though? Like, do you guys have your own model for it, or are you guys using the A16Z ELIZA framework? Like, what are you actually doing with that?
Are you guys familiar with Roperito? Have you talked to him or seen stuff about?
You talked to him.
Roperito, yeah. So Roperito works with Noose. So Noose has their own custom model called Hermes, and then Roperito is basically building out a stack, which is a modified version of ELIZA, but he's adding a bunch of stuff on top. So he sort of uses his Rope AI Rito token as like a testing ground for it. So like he has a TikTok account where it's like putting out like automated TikTok videos. He's doing like text to speech, 3D models, shit like that. That's sort of like his. But he's the one who's working on the God model and then the other models that
I'm not gonna lie, his videos that he's posting of the models, and it's this like girl, and she's like drinking coffee. She's, you know what I mean? Like she's doing her thing. She's living her life.
Threadguy looks interested.
No. Let me just say, those are fucking sick. Are you thinking about getting into the visual video? People are saying we're muted.
No, we're not.
Oh. Are you trying to get into videos as well, like on the God feed?
Potentially,
or
what?
Yeah. Okay.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, I would say there's a lot of like cutting edge stuff that they're working on. Some is like public and some isn't. And yeah, we're partnered, and like I mean, some of it won't make sense. I don't want to just like throw shit at the wall because we have the God handle and like, you know, just do it. I think I don't want to name any coins, but I think there are certain ones where like they're just trying to implement every possible feature. You know, and like that, I don't know. I feel like having a coherent like project, not that mine's coherent because no one knows what the fuck I'm doing yet, but just trying to give like every capability possible isn't necessarily the way to go. I get why people are doing it because like this stuff gets commodified so quickly. Like you said, like if a couple of accounts have a capability for 3 days, people will start to get bored of it.
But maybe for different platforms, like for Instagram, if you're actually unleashing there, like it's a better fit. Yeah. I'm assuming.
Yeah. You know, got to figure out how much the God handle is on Instagram.
Man,
someone in here says they have it. I think in chat.
Cool. Hit me up.
Yeah. Whoever that was, you can DM me too, and I'll intro. Shloms. All right. Here's my question for you, bro.
Anyone who has biblical usernames, name your price. My DMs are open.
Oh, does that include Satan and particularly at S8N?
It does include that.
Actually.
Wait, you're asking if the offer includes that or if I have that?
No, I'm saying, do you have that?
Hey, don't talk about selling it. Don't talk about selling it. Don't talk about it.
I need to fucking buy some shit, bro.
I said no comment.
I know.
Just to be clear, no financial advice. God is the only account.
Also, don't sell username on stream. Just be careful.
Sorry.
Elon's a little weird with that stuff. Here's what I want to know, Shloms, is what. Maybe even outside of nothing and God and all this, what is what is your meta goal? Maybe specifically in AI. Like, what are you really trying to achieve?
Oh man, you're trying to get real with me. My meta goal is to get people to see the world the way that I do, which is like kind of abstract and maybe a little bit autistic. Like the first thing that I ever put out under the Shloms name. I mean, I've been doing, I guess, what you could sort of call performance art for a while. But like the first official piece of art was like a single transparent pixel as an NFT. I later found out that Pac did it first, which was okay. Um, but yeah, I think that I see the internet in a weird way. I don't want to say a unique way because I've since found people who see it the same way as something to like be disrupted and used in weird ways, right? Like, for example, people go on Twitter and they're like, okay, I'm gonna type in a name, I'm gonna upload a profile picture, I'm gonna have like a normal bio, and my first thought is like, what's the weirdest thing that I can possibly have in my bio, or like, how can I make a tweet that's self-replicating or that like breaks your phone? You know what I mean? Like, I want to disrupt things, and it doesn't mean that I that's a question for my therapist, I guess. But you know, I not in an evil way. Like I'm not trying, you know, and that's why I think I've built up a lot of like goodwill and trust and reputation is because like I'm trying to disrupt things, but like I'm not, you know, I think there are people who do that and they're like, cool, you send me tokens, I'm gonna dump them, or like I'm gonna like fuck you over and be like, I don't give a shit, right? Like that's not. I want to like unite people around the goal of, you know, using the internet in weird ways and doing weird shit on the internet, like making that more acceptable. Yeah.
What? What are you like?
Go click the link in my bio, by the way. Not my bio, my pinned tweet.
I will do that in a second. What?
Yeah, but if you click it, you have to click tweet. That's the rule.
Okay, I'm scared.
Yeah.
What are you most proud of that you've done on the internet, like experiment or performance art?
Huh. I don't know. I mean, I'm most known for the Lambo thing, I would say, but I don't know if I'm most proud of that because I think like I don't know, Mr. Beast does similar, like obviously different angle, but he's done stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I haven't really thought of that.
I haven't seen the
Hopefully
Lambo.
this thing in a month.
How did you
Hopefully this
destroy
thing-
the Lambo?
Yeah, tell me what did you do with the Lambo? I've never. I might have seen it. I don't know. Not to be disrespectful.
That's okay. Yeah, I am like a team of explosives engineers and a really big team actually. We blew up a Lambo in the desert in an unnamed location. It was a
Why?
Lamborghini Huracan. It was my second project that was around the theme of like physical fractionalization. So like I mentioned, like I like to ride the balance between like satirization of concepts, and at that time people were fractionalizing stuff. So like the Doge image got fractionalized by Pleaser DAO and into like a bunch of different pixels, and you could have like sub ownership of it. But like, you know, that's like that's just about ownership, right? You're like forming a DAO around owning some piece of digital content. And my thought was like, well, how do I use that concept in the physical world? Which is something that I do a lot. Like right now, I'm running a performance art piece at the same time as this stuff. The next one's gonna be in Miami on Wednesday at Art Basel.
Oh shit, you'll be there?
Where I won't be there. I never go to the physical performances.
Wait.
But there's going to be a live bonding curve. So basically, you're trading paper, quote unquote, non-shares. But basically, like it functions as a bonding curve. So we will buy back the thing from you at a higher price. You could dump on people live out of a truck. Basically, like degenerate trading, but live out of a truck.
That's in Art Basel?
Yeah, but he won't be there. But
Oh, we gotta
yeah,
go. We
Yeah,
gotta
down.
go.
Where? I'll DM you for some details. That sounds sick.
Yeah, this will be the last one of those, by the way.
Wait, Shloms, can I ask why you're anonymous?
Yeah. There's a couple reasons. Some are like practical and some are personal. But like the first thing that I ever did that I now consider to be an art project, which at the time I didn't consider to be an art project, was like a work of or an act of protest against a government entity.
Who?
Which is
Can you say
around the time, no, which is around the time that I got into crypto. So like 6 or 7 years ago.
Was it the
He
IRS?
said no, bro.
No, I didn't have any money at the time, so I had no reason to protest the IRS.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, and I was, 7 years younger than I am today, and I was like terrified. I didn't know what the legal implications were. I thought that it was in my opinion, it was like an ethical, moral thing to do. I think the government was like doing something that I was upset about. But it just became like a really big, it was like in the news and shit. And anyway, yeah, I wiped my social media, just like went dark. But so that's like one like event, one catalyst, you could say. Another, but I also I've always been like that. I guess I'm the opposite of you guys. No offense.
Yeah, no, none taken.
I, my this is just how I'm comfortable interfacing with the internet. Like I've always liked places like, well, I don't want to sound like a boomer, not like Reddit, but like Reddit or like 4chan, like where you're interacting with people who think similarly to you, and it's not because like you went to high school with them and like you're looking at pictures of their baby or whatever. Like that's, yeah. I'm just like, I walk on the street and I walk past people who I know for a fact follow me on Twitter. It happens, and I don't have to, I'm just some person out there, which is great. I love it.
First of all, interesting. What is like? First of all, why every single message in the chat says you're Banksy? Do you have a comment on that? Are you Banksy?
I have no comment on that. Okay. I could be anyone, except you two guys, because we're talking now. So I'm definitely not one of you.
Unless I'm an AI, I'm not real. You could be Threadguy.
Yeah, this is pre-recorded. Yeah,
it could be.
Yeah.
Second of
the technical issues in the beginning were just to throw people off,
and they worked. Second from my my rapid fire is, what is like your logo symbol? What is this?
The face?
No, the like everyone's spamming the chain link thing.
Yeah. So that's a bit of deep Shloms lore. I was, years ago when I started playing around on Twitter and like just trying to do weird shit and get, make some waves, I guess. I for a while I had, well, not for a while, for like a day, I had the longest Unicode character as like repeated a bunch of times in my bio. The longest Unicode character, basically just like the Unicode character with the widest width in pixels. Unicode is the encoding standard for text on the internet. So an emoji is Unicode, the letter R is Unicode, and then this symbol is a Unicode symbol as well. So there are tens of thousands of, there's a governing body that basically decides which characters you can type into a device. And it gets really fucking complicated, which is something that I've played around with.
So how did you like find this? You like created it, or you like?
Well, so the longest one is an Arabic character, which means, I forget exactly, but something to do with God. So I made that, and it looks really beautiful or whatever. I made that my bio, and people were not happy about that. So then I looked at the second longest Unicode character, which is like this one, except instead of 8 cells, there's like one more. So it's the letter 9 in cuneiform. Sorry, the numeral 9. But that one's like not super symmetrical. So this is the third widest one, which is symmetrical and it looks cool. And to me, it gives like sort of a feeling of infinity and repetition, recursion, which is, fascinating to me.
Does it have a name or no?
It's the SHR2 cuneiform numeral 8 or something like that.
Huh.
Can we set it's an emoji on iPhone or no?
No, I don't think so.
It's not an emoji, but you can just copy paste it because it's in Unicode. No, this is a letter. I mean, a numeral. Like this is the number 8 in cuneiform. I also liked it because it displays differently on different devices. If you do them vertically, sometimes they like link and it looks like a chain link fence vertically, which is like not something that you normally expect to see. The chain link bros. I don't even know if that's like still a thing, but at some point chain link was really big and they all stole it from me. So then I stopped using it for a while because it just looked like I was trying to hype up chain link.
Wait, Rasmer, ask him.
And now we're back.
Ask him a question, and I have some important ones. I'll be back in
I think it's cool as an artist that you're kind of like, you seem like you care a lot about the process behind things. Like you like the emoji and the way it looks and the aesthetic of it, but also you're saying shit like, like there's a governing body behind it, and like you're talking about like where you're allowed to use it and shit like that. So I think that's cool. Is this so is this like call kind of part of that for the nothing coin? Like is the fact that you came on with a voice encoder and you're being super like mysterious and stuff, is that a part of like the lore for you?
Mysterious. I just gave you guys like a bunch of unrevealed Shloms lore.
Oh,
no, I'm kidding.
True. Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that like this. I don't want to say like everything that I do is performance art or whatever. Like that's a little melodramatic. but then also like the lines are sort of blurry, you know, like in some ways, anything that I do under the Shloms brand is like part of the performance art because it's this, you know, sort of character. It's not only me. There's like Shloms also refers to like a team and a concept. It refers to different things at different times.
That's
you
how,
know, there's
yeah.
a Shloms.
That's
Shloms
how I
AI
feel
model.
about it. That's how I feel about it, actually. It's weird because people are like, oh, like, bro, I'll get trolled as fuck, and then I'll hit someone up and be like, what the fuck, bro? And they'll be like, oh, I thought you were just playing a character, and I'm like, I don't know, like I kind of am, like, you know what I mean? It's like a weird line that gets blurred, like. But
Well, that's the nature of streaming, right? Like you guys, you know, on the one hand, you have to be authentic, and it's hard to play a character for like 8 hours a day. But on the other hand, there are like incentives and ways that people expect you to act and things they expect you to talk about. And like, I assume you have to put on some sort of like mask. You know, if we were hanging out at like a bar, we'd probably be having a different conversation.
Although I like this one. Wait,
That's good.
I have some token
Have you guys
questions.
ever had an artist on here before?
I've spoken to I've definitely spoken to artists, but you are like a unique. You're very unique. I like you. I was gonna say you like no glaze, but you talking to people like you is why I like doing these conversations.
Thanks, man.
What do you think of? I have a couple token questions, but what do you think of like? I don't know, like this, like stream and like being doxxed and like, yeah, kind of playing a character, but kind of being authentic. Like, where does it go? What do you think about it? Like, I don't know. Do you have a take?
I think my opinions are evolving. I'm like, you know, I think there are a lot of people who do similar things to what you guys do.
Love to stay, by the way.
Like they're streaming, they're doing meme coins or whatever, but with less integrity. I mean, I don't, you know, I'm not looking at your like Phantom account. I don't know if what you're doing behind closed doors. But like, there's people on TikTok who are just like straight up like scamming people, pushing bullshit, dumping on their followers. Not going to name any names. But I don't know. I mean, there's a different energy, I would say, and it seems like you guys are in the right place. Meme coins in general, it's like a weird land of contradictions, right? Like on some level, you know, a lot of it's PvP, but you can genuinely build like a cool community around a meme coin, and you can, you know, most in the long run go to zero, but some don't. Some like actually end up being something real in the world, and you know. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of meme coin stuff is it's all about like the meta signaling, right? Like people will look at like a bundled token, and I've seen people say like, "Oh, it's better that it's bundled because people don't see that the dev is holding so much of it." It's like people would rather be told less, you know, or they're like, "Oh, there's supply control." I don't know. So a lot of the opinions that I and I think that other people held about meme coins, like I think the rules are sort of being rewritten, and like, am I like uncomfortable? Like, it makes me nervous. Like, there's a lot that can go wrong when like so much is riding on the stuff that you're doing. I'm doing my best, you know. I'm trying to like be honorable about it, and I think that you guys are too. Hopefully you guys don't do anything fucked up, and then people will be like, "Oh, he was on a stream with
Nah,
him."
you already stamped us, bro. It's too late. Nah, thank you. All right, I got a couple more questions for you.
Sure.
First of all, chat is spamming. Ask him why he burnt 37% of the supply.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I tweeted today as like a proof of intention, I guess. Like, whenever you're involved with a coin, there's always going to be someone who's unhappy with something that you did. And, you know, you do your best and you try to act with like integrity or whatever, this is like, out of any industry in the world, this is the hardest, I would say, one to like act with integrity and to like, you know, do things the right way.
Why?
Like I think they're so well. The incentives aren't there. The incentives are to not do that, and the people who win don't do that generally. Like I think there are so few market participants who are behaving with integrity. And yeah, if you look at the stock market, I'm sure a lot of people who do well are like trading on insider information or whatever. But like, let's be real. Like the meme coin game and like crypto trading in general, like, you know, there's a lot of shit going on. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, no matter what anyone is mad at me about in the future, or, you know, unhappy, or you know, they bought some other token, or they think I didn't call out a scam and they got honeypotted, and then they're like mad at me that I didn't save them. Like, there's just an infinite amount of ways that someone could be mad at me, but at the end of the day, I can be like, well, I burned $30 million of the token, or whatever the number is. Like,
Oh.
I'm not in it to make money. I'm in it to do something interesting and cool. Whether or not this experiment is successful or fails, because there's, who knows what the future holds. Like, I'm not going to,
Interesting.
I'm not going to get on your stream and say that my token's definitely going to $10 billion and you should invest in it. Like, this isn't, I think that most of the people who are on board with it understand that. But yeah, I think that's just like Bitcoin's about proof of work. You expend electricity to create value. Ethereum's about, or proof of work, proof of stake is like you're putting down like a financial stake. I think it's sort of the same thing. It's like putting my money where my mouth is.
Okay, that's first of all sick. Second of all is a bunch of people are like, I'm not even a bunch of people. I'm curious too. I haven't read it, but can you explain the white paper and like what you're trying to convey with the white paper?
I think we should pull it up and maybe you can read it out loud to everyone.
Oh fuck! All right, you gotta test my reading comprehension right now. Let me.
Yeah, let me find it for you.
What should I search?
You.
Oh yeah, send it to me.
All right. It's a pretty quick read.
All right.
China can't see us, by the way.
I know.
Let me know if there's I'm sending it to you right now. Let me know if there's anything that you need me to explain.
Let's see.
Sec.
Should I screen share it with you?
Yeah, screen share it.
Wait, I'm on the car auction rules.
No, I just sent it to you now.
Oh.
That's
the
Lambo tweet.
Yeah. You're right.
You should watch that video, but maybe later.
Yeah, we'll watch it after. Fuck yeah. Hold on, chat. I know y'all can't see. I just don't want to like show our Discord convo. Whoa. Wait, this is the whole white paper?
Yeah.
Okay.
It says 90,000 mints on Zora.
This is the white paper. What the fuck? It's literally nothing.
Yeah, but if you look at the Bitcoin white paper, it's like the same font and formatting. So it's my reaction to it.
Can you read it on stream?
Read what?
Just read it on stream.
It's on stream. What do you mean?
No, don't read my email.
It's on the screen. What are you talking about? Can you read it? Are you being dead ass? Are you being serious or no?
Pronounce it.
Yeah.
wait. Bro, Rasmus, that was serious comment? Yeah, okay. Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Shloms?
This is a sick fucking project, bro.
Let me pull it back up. What the fuck, bro? I'm not gonna lie. What the fuck?
There's more. There's more, but yeah.
What does that mean? There's more. Are you intentionally cryptic, or are you just like cryptic generally? Like this is just like you just are.
I would say that this is how I am, and I try to tone it down because sometimes it gets like a little overly dramatic.
This is toning it down.
Yeah.
Wow. What? Go ahead, Rasmus.
I was gonna say, do you think we could get supply because we're probably nothing?
No. The terrible question.
Okay.
See, there are so many things that I could do with the supply now if I didn't burn 37% of it, unfortunately.
Good question.
So do you have like tokens besides the ones you burned?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Wait,
cool.
should I mint the white paper?
Well, you can't mint it now.
Should I buy it?
The way Zora.
What?
I mean, you're welcome to.
You're welcome.
Should you is like asking me for advice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And if you want to have it in your wallet, then that would be cool.
That was an L leading question.
So there's also two other ones. There's like a sort of government document one, and then a Twitter ad one.
Wait, so why even put that out?
That's a good question. I don't know. I felt like it. That's why I do most things. I'm just generally just improvising. I mean, obviously when there's a project and I have like partners on or whatever, like there's intention behind it. But in general, like most of the things that I do, I just like wake up or I'm in the shower and I'm just like, I should do that. And then I don't, it usually ends up making sense. Like when I've tried to force things where I didn't get that and I like try too hard to think about it or plan things out, like that's when I end up doing something that I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done that, or that was stupid. When I just like get a flash of inspiration, like that's, I don't know if that's just me or if that's like, I don't want to.
Yeah, is that like life advice? Because I feel like that's kind of true for me too sometimes.
I think my life advice would be that people always say like to figure out what you're good at or what you're interested in, right? But like, I think that that's like not quite the whole thing. I think my advice, I guess at the end of the day, sort of boils down to that too. But it's more than that, right? It's like, what can you do that's different with that helps you stand out? Like anyone could do what I do, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who think in similar ways and wondered about the same things that I wonder about. But like, what works for me is like information asymmetry, and that's like something that I lean into. It's like, how do I get attention on things in interesting ways that like create some sort of value that I can like build on. But like everyone has, I think that maybe not everyone has that. But, like talented people have something unique that they can do, some unique like mechanism or like string that they can pull on, and it doesn't just boil down to like what you're good at. It boils down to like what can you do with what you're good at that's different, right? Like a lot of people are charismatic and can go on a stream and like say what's up, chat. But like what are you doing with that that's like interesting? What are you saying with it? Like what's your like message, I guess?
What is your message there, guy?
I don't know. I'm like
What's your message?
I don't know. I'm gonna like have to really think about that actually, because I think that was a good take. Somebody clip that.
I think you probably stand for something, and if you like can crystallize it, then
here's my question: how
do
do you like make substance out of that? Like, how do you figure out what your message is? Like, actually.
Well, so like I think there are some people who it's hard to give advice, right? Because I'm such a weird person, and like what I do is so weird. Like no one, right? But I guess the point is like I thrive in improvising in like the weird gray areas, and like doing weird stuff in interesting conceptual ways. Like I know that that's where I thrive, and like if I was to give advice, like direct advice to you, that would only really be applicable to doing what I do, which isn't what you're trying to do. I guess the point is to figure out what your own version of that is. Maybe you need to be really planned out, right? And like have a 5-year plan, because I don't know where the fuck I'm going to be in 5 years, because I'm a weird anonymous internet artist, right? I guess just figuring out how your brain works on like a fundamental level, and then like playing to that strength. It's kind of basic advice, but I think that's like, it's simple for a reason.
Damn. Yes. I got some thinking to do. All right, here's my Shloms. Before you leave, bro, give us a bone. Give us a fucking bone, dude. Give us something to hold on to. Where is this going? Give me a bone. Give me something. Give me something you never tweeted before. Man. Give me something, bro. What do we pay attention to? What do we look at? What do you draw? Like, what the fuck, man?
Well, I think you should follow News Research. You should get Karan from News Research on your stream, or Roburrito, or both. And you should follow the God account. And you should click the link in my pinned tweet. And yeah, you should go to the truck in Miami.
I wish you would be there, dude.
Yeah. I always have, it never really makes sense for me to be at these things.
Why? It's like your work though.
It makes sense for you to go, but it doesn't make sense for you to tell us you're gonna be there, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm actually gonna be next to you, but I had this like truck thing in 2021. It wasn't really an art performance per se. It was just like around a project that I was doing, and there was like these trucks that would show up outside of NFT NYC parties. It was like totally unsanctioned, and like we would just have like fucking chaos in the streets, and there was like, a flamethrower trumpet guy, and like people were smashing shit in the truck. It was just like to cause chaos. And the cops kept getting called, and like they're like trying to figure out who's responsible. It was just in the crowd.
To cause chaos. Bro wants the purge to be real so bad. Yeah. Is that what's your favorite movie of all time?
It's Such a Beautiful Day by Don Hertzfeldt.
Oh, they're gonna say like the Joker.
I've never heard someone say a movie is like by somebody.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
It literally is. It literally is by him, because he's the only person who worked on it. It's animated. It's about a stick figure with a terminal brain ailment, I guess. And he did the score. He voiced it. He wrote it. Just like literally just by one guy.
Oh wow,
it's brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah. You should drop some shrooms and watch it.
I've never talked to you before. Go ahead. Sorry.
Just if you watch it, you gotta stick through till the end, because the end is like one of the most incredible things of all time. But like you're gonna be confused in the beginning, especially if you watch it as recommended, which is on shrooms or something.
Oh really? And GTA.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you're an interesting guy.
I forgot that we're on Twitch. I thought we were just talking one-on-one for a second.
We are basically.
How's the chat doing? I haven't been looking.
Chat thinks you're a sick fuck that they love.
I've always wanted to talk to chat. What's up, chat?
Yo, chat. Hey, give them some love, chat.
Yo, chat.
Give them some W's. It's fun to say, right? Like, chat. What's good, chat?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yo, chat. Drop some Unicode in the chat.
Bro, it's been being spammed the entire time.
It's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, they're spamming it. They've been saying what's good, Satoshi, for like the last 3 hours. Yeah, look at the fucking chat. Yeah, they're just spamming it. God, we're here. God, we're here. God, we're here. Shloms, anything you want to sign off on? This has actually been fun. I really enjoyed this.
All glory be to God. And you guys don't strike me as God-fearing people, but he is kind of an asshole on Twitter, so it's fine.
I know, I talk shit to it. That was crazy, actually. I talk shit to God on Twitter. That was nuts.
Yeah. Maybe we'll feed him some context on you so he can start.
Do you feel like offended when you see that? Like I don't even know. Like, do you feel like
he said some mean stuff about me? Yeah.
When you see somebody like
too personal
talk shit like about your like art or your creation, do you like feel that?
You know, that's funny. I was talking to someone about that the other day because like people see like Farman's artist or whatever, like people just assume that my goal is to be controversial, and I guess sometimes it is. You know, like I think there's some amount of controversy that's good. I think like if you look at like people like Jack Doherty, whatever, like there's clearly a level at which you're just a shitty fucking person, in my opinion. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that.
No, that you can say.
But
yeah.
I think there's a certain amount that as like a public person, whether it's an artist or a streamer, like if you're acting ethically or whatever, but like, yeah, you can like have some level of controversy, and like, but you're exposed, right? There's like a lot of people in like the AI sort of corner like to call it like taking psychic damage, right? Like someone's shitting on you, especially if they have sort of a point, like that sucks to read.
Wait, can I ask you one final question?
Sure.
On this is like, how do you deal with people that like shit on your work?
Well, I think early on I was so defensive about stuff like that, even when I was trying to be controversial.
Because I get butthurt, dude. I get hella butthurt about it. I read it.
I guess
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
If you know that you're doing things the right way and like the way that you want to, you're not fucking anyone over, and then also like you're proud of what you do. Like I'm proud of the stuff that I do. You know, people enjoy it. It means something to people. I've like, you know, some of it has changed people's lives for the better. Like I'm not the Pope, but like I'm proud of like the impact that some of the stuff that I've made. I think some of it is genuinely cool art, even though like, it's not for everyone for sure. But like I think if you're proud of it, right, and like you feel good about it, then if it's not for everyone, that's fine. You know, no one's for everyone. If you're for everyone, then you're just like nothing. You know, that's just, what are you then? Lowest common denominator.
Then you're what?
Yeah, then you're what?
Yeah.
Shloms, this was sick. I'm not gonna lie, this was the longest one we've done. This was actually sick. Yeah, it was the longest one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, sorry about the technical issues in the beginning.
No, you're good, dude. This was a blast. Hey,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Once the token hits 1 billion, I'm going to buy a new laptop.
Do you get nervous about if this is at 1 billion or 2 billion or 3 billion, that a multi-billion-dollar asset will be like priced based off like how much the crowd likes your work at any given moment?
Yeah, I've been terrified about that since day one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be kind of tough.
Yeah. You know, and like, I think some people are just in this to make money or whatever. But like, I genuinely want to do right by people, build something cool that people like. So it's not just like, oh shit, the price goes down, now I don't have whatever. It's like, I want this to be a successful thing that I can be proud of. Yeah.
Damn. Shloms, your chat, bro. I'm gonna DM you on Discord. Maybe set up that second conversation. But good luck with everything, bro. This was sick.